Hi friends, welcome to Konexio Technical Insights. I am Rahul Randeria and I would be conducting today's show. Today we would be discussing regarding the trends, the setups, the technical indicators, the candlestick patterns on Nifty, Bank Nifty, as well as on the different asset classes. Now, since long period of time, maybe 8 weeks, 10 weeks earlier, we have been witnessing, the positive trend, and we have also been advocating the Nifty to inch towards the target of 18,000, and that has been almost tested in the last week. Now, due to the overbought setup, market has witnessed some sort of profit booking at the higher levels, and some sort of consolidation was also being expected at those levels. So, market is behaving in that similar manner. Now, today I've just observed some important thing which I would like to share. So let us immediately go to the Nifty daily charts and let's see what is the setup what we have observed, and we'll try to figure out what could be the trend in the long run. So let us go to the Nifty daily charts. Now this is the Nifty daily charts. Now this pattern which we have been discussing regarding this was the trend line, and all we have been discussing regarding these last 2.5 months. Uh, that is almost done, and Nifty has just tested those levels. But one most important thing which I have came across, an important trigger which can surprise us if we look out from these levels. Now, we, in textbook manner, we called it as a golden crossover. Golden crossover is whenever the short-term moving averages cuts the long-term moving averages from below. It gives the sign of a mega trend to start from that particular correction, from that trigger point. So now I will show you where is the golden crossover. Now you see these are the moving averages. This purple line is 22-day moving average or 22-day moving average. This yellow line is a 50-day. This blue line is a 100-day moving average, and this is red, which is 200-day moving average. Now you can see over here there is a congestion of this moving average, and each and every short-term moving averages have cut this long-term moving average, which is 200-day moving average, from below. It has given a cut in the August itself. So whenever there is a golden crossover, there that clearly indicates there could be a start of a mega trend. Mega trend that doesn't last for maybe 6 months or 8 months. This kind of mega trends tend to be lasting for maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Now I will show you example. Uh, Whenever this kind of crossover comes, what kind of trend we have seen? Now see here in August 2020, after a sharp correction, let us discuss initially when there was uh, uh, an outbreak, coronavirus outbreak. Market has given a sharp fall. Here also, when you can see there was a golden crossover, market tanked in a very sharp manner. This was one kind of a black souls event, or what we call a event in once in a very long period of maybe 4 5 years, 8 years down the line. But this fall was just a very short a while, and then initially it started rallying from the lows. But to be very frank, at these levels also we were not we are not able to identify that this could be the trend. Frankly, even I got bullish around almost around 9,900. Now you can see a golden crossover here. When there was a golden crossover here, when short-term moving averages has given a cut uh, below the long-term moving average, Nifty was just maybe almost around quoting around 11,000, and you can see from 11,000 it lasted. The rally lasted till 18,000. This was the one event. Now let me show you the another event over here. Uh, Again in January 2017, golden crossover. Nifty was around 8,300 almost. It lasted till 12,450. It was almost 50% run from this particular. Now here also you can see a golden crossover, a multiple golden crossover. Nifty was just around 6,000 mark. It rallied towards 9,000 mark. Again a 50% rally. Let us see on Sensex. Multiple times we can identify, such kind of golden crossover, and markets have given a multi-year trend breakout. Now here you can see a golden crossover. Sensex was around 17,300. That rally lasted till 30,000, almost 50% rally. So now the golden crossover in Nifty was just around. Let me show you the Nifty daily charts so that we can have a clear view regarding that particular, and we will try to identify what could be the trend for next maybe 4 5 years. This is just an observation, and then we'll come to a short term trend. So in Nifty, uh, here was the area where it has given a golden crossover. Uh, so almost from 16,000, uh, we can figure out that if it is a 50% rally from these levels, so almost we can identify that it could be a rally for 8,000 points. So maybe 24,000, 25,000, we might see Nifty in next 2 to 3 years. And this was just an observation. So now let us come to you know the daily charts, and we'll try to figure out what could be the trend for next week. Now, yesterday we have seen, I mean to say on Friday, we have seen that because of the Jackson Hole meeting and the statement given by the Fed chairman, U.S. markets tank almost more than 1,000 points. So definitely there could be a knee-jerk reaction on our markets also. So, but looking at this particular crossover, we feel that we might see a longer rally after this particular knee-jerk reaction in the next week. So now let us see what was the pattern which we have been discussing in the last week, and where could be you know the support of this particular channel. Now this was the rising channel which we have been discussing since last couple of months. So if there is knee-jerk reaction, we feel that Nifty might correct. Though I was bullish, to be very frank, yesterday only, that we might see some minor pullback. But looking at the US market, we feel that maybe 1.5 or 2% correction could be seen from these levels, and from those particular levels. So I'm expecting maybe around 17,300 mark or 17,250. We might see Nifty again bouncing back, or if Nifty comes towards this particular support trend line, then Nifty might take us a pause, and then we might see a rally, continuation of the rally of this particular trend. So the view remains the same, which is buy on dips. Now let us discuss the important supports and resistance level for the Nifty for the next week. The important supports and the resistance level in the Nifty for the next week is placed at 17,467 is the first support. Second support is near 17,345, and third support is around 17,270. Whereas on the upside, the first resistance is placed at 17,726. Second resistance is around 17,852, and third resistance is around 17,992. Now these are the important supports and resistance level in the Nifty. Traders are suggested, or just try to look out for these levels and just trade near the support trend line, because on Monday, if there is a gap down opening, we might the short sellers, those who want to take a fresh call, might not get any chance. So wait for market to get stable, or wait for some pullback, then only try to go short. So we will wait for a particular level, maybe 17,300 to 17,200. This is the range where I would like to be comfortable going long in the Nifty. So let us see how Nifty is panning out in the next week. So now let us come to the Bank Nifty. The Bank Nifty daily charts, you will see that again similar kind of pattern which we have been mentioning, upward rising trend line channel, and it has been moving, and now it is just in the midway of this particular rising trend. So definitely we might expect, currently Bank Nifty is trading around 38,970, 87. So almost it is near 39,000. So at least I'm expecting maybe 1000 to 1500 point of maybe this correction, and then we might see a start of a rally. So most precisely, I am expecting Nifty, Bank Nifty to test almost 37,700. That could be the comfortable area where one can go long. So if there is a gap down, wait for some pullback and then only go short. Otherwise, just wait for this particular support level, which is 37,700, and then try to go long at those levels. So now let us discuss the important supports and resistance level in the Bank Nifty for the next week. Important support in the Bank Nifty is placed at 38,808. Second support is placed at 38,402. And third support is placed at 37,777. Whereas on the upside, the first resistance is placed at 39,337. Second resistance is placed at 39,504, and third resistance is placed at 39,759. So these are the important supports and resistance level in Bank Nifty. Traders should follow these levels, or just try to keep an eye on those levels. And if there is any kind of support or resistance, try to trade in that particular. If it takes supports, then go long. If there is a pullback, if it takes resistance, try to go short and just play for maybe 1% move here and there in Bank Nifty also. So now let us come to the third segment of our show, which is option analysis. In option analysis, we will try to figure out what we have observed looking at the option data. So you will see on the Nifty call data, the action was seen in 17,700 calls, then 17,800 calls, then 17,900 calls, and 18,000 calls. So you can clearly see here that there has been rise in the volumes, rise in the open interest. Implied volatility is just between 14.39 to almost 15.41. The percentage change is just flat, but most probably we might see because on Friday, on Thursday it was monthly closing. Most of the activity was into rolling over the position from last month series to the August September month series. So most of the trend was seems to be just like of what we call as support levels from those particular levels. Now here, the important part, what I have identified, that if there is a gap down, then we might see a further sell off or acceleration. But the smart money might start writing this out of the money calls, because the options at these levels, you can see there is a not great or not a huge option premium particular in this out of the money strikes. So maybe they might start writing at the money calls. So which we have to watch out for what is the opening on the Monday. But definitely we might see selling pressure coming in if there is any kind of pullback on intraday basis. So initially we might see Nifty drifting towards the level of maybe almost 17,700 on the downside, and then we'll try to figure out what could be the support area or what could be the trend during the markets, or if there is a counter rally, then we will take a call in next week's video. Now let us see what we observed in Nifty puts. In Nifty puts, the action was seen almost in 17,600 puts, then 17,500 puts, then 17,400 puts, and 17,300 puts. Now here also you can see there has been rise in the open interest, rise in the volumes, rise in this implied volatility. Though that this particular rise is not that much significant, but it is just between 13.50 to 15.43. Now this is a slight rise in implied volatility. So if we see a downfall, implied volatility will shoot up because a gap down opening, and again we might see Nifty drifting further because if the opening or the closing is just near those particular level where the Nifty has opened or below those levels, then there are chances that Nifty might drift further lower. But as I said, 17,300 and 17,200. Again, you can see in 17,200 put also the rise into open interest is almost around 29,000 lots. So Nifty might take support in that particular range. So those who want to take a long call should wait out, watch out for those particular levels. Let prices get stable in that particular range between 17,300 to 17,200, and then start building long positions. So as of now, the view looking at this particular data, we feel that at least for next week or Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Nifty might remain under pressure. So now let us come to the Bank Nifty data. In Bank Nifty calls, the action was seen in 39,300 calls, 39,500 calls, 40,000 calls. Now here also you can see the action was particular highly concentrated towards 40,000 calls, where you can see the open interest was 36,751 lots. So if there is a gap down, obviously next month in the next series, in next week, 40,000 would not be seen. So smart money might start writing those particular calls that might get cheaper or might get zero in the next week. You can see, again, the action in this particular the volume size. If we see 39,500 also, the open interest was 22,171 lots. So if we see these particular, observe these levels, we clearly indicate that at least for the next week, we feel that 39,500 could act as the major resistance if it breaks, which is unlikely. But if it breaks, in any case, then only 40,000 could be seen. So most probably, Bank Nifty might also remain under pressure. Any pullback should be used to go short at the rise. Now let us see what we have observed in Bank Nifty puts. In Bank Nifty puts, the action was seen in 38,500 puts, then 38,000 puts, then 37,500 puts. Now here also we can see that there has been rise in the open interest, there has been rise in the volumes. Implied volatility is a little bit high. It is just between 17.21 to 20.55. Already, the option premiums are drifting. So as I said, on the downside, max to max, we had a target of 37,700 looking at the charts. But here also we can see that the major concentration is towards 37,500. So next week, 37,500 could act as crucial support in Bank Nifty. So overall, looking at the charts of Nifty, Bank Nifty, overall option data of Nifty and Bank Nifty, we feel that next week might be a week. I mean to say that markets might remain under pressure. Nifty might drift towards a level of 17,700 on the downside, or maybe 17,600 also. And Bank Nifty might test the levels of maybe 38,000 or 37,500. And as I said, again, I would like to just mention that what we have discussed regarding the golden crossover. Whenever there is a golden crossover, there clearly indicates that that is the start of a mega bull run. Mega bull run might last for 3 years or 4 years. And as I have given an example, and as we have discussed the example in Nifty and Sensex on the daily charts of previous last maybe 15-20 years, we have seen from the point of golden crossover, both the indices have rallied 50% from that particular point. So if we figure out that in Nifty golden crossover just was between 15,000 and 16,000, so maybe if we take it 50% rally from those particular point, so Nifty might test the levels of maybe 24,000 in the next 3 to 4 years. So any dips should be used as a buying opportunity for long-term investors. Yes, there might be knee-jerk reaction because the global markets global economies are going into difficult times. So we might see knee-jerk reaction, but the larger trends, I feel that for next 3 to 4 years, this could be an indication of a start of a mega trend. So friends, let us come to the final segment of our show, which is positional call. I've identified stock. Uh, the name of the stock is Crompton Greaves. Let us go to the charts. Now you can see clearly, if we look out, just for the pattern, the stock has corrected from the levels of 514 to 314, almost more than 35-40%. Now here, if we see, the stock has given a inverse head and shoulder breakout. Now, whenever there is this kind of trend reversal seen on the daily charts, and Crompton Greaves is a defensive stock. So whenever this kind of pattern is observed on the daily charts, there could be a start of a new positive trend from this particular breakout point. Now let me draw a horizontal trend line where we can see. Now this is left shoulder, this is head, and this is right shoulder. Volumes is the most important thing on the right hand side of the shoulder. So the volumes are rising. It clearly indicates this is a trend reversal in Crompton Greaves. Currently, the stock is quoting around 414. Now, looking at the markets, we feel that stock might drift from these levels. So, long-term investors can accumulate the stock on dips to 403 for an upside target of 477 for long-term horizon. Again, I would like to say that this is not a stock for traders. This is a stock for investors, short-term investors and long-term investors. So currently the stock is quoting at 414. One should buy or accumulate the stock on dips to 403 for a long-term target of 477 on the upside. So any suggestion you can give in the comment box, and have a nice trading week. Thank you.